Hello, Joe here from Way Scarff Way. Today we're going to talk about this awesome 2021 Ford Mach E Premium all-wheel drive that we have for sale. One amazing fully electric vehicle. 2021 is the first year for the Mach E. Ford has made some previous all-electric versions of their vehicles, like a all-electric version of the Focus, the all-electric version of the Ranger pickup. But those are kind of like half measures, gas cars converted to fully electric. The Mach E is really a true competitor to the full EV market. Right in the crosshairs is the Tesla Model Y, which is the best-selling car in the world. Best-selling car in the United States, not best-selling EV, but best-selling car. So Ford was definitely up to task in making a vehicle to compete with the Model Y. And for 2021, it was very well received. One of my favorite automotive publications, Car and Driver Magazine, they actually gave it the EV of the Year award. So this is a premium model. You can get these in rear-wheel drive or dual motor version like this with all-wheel drive. This one also has the extended range battery, which is a $5,000 upgrade, extending the range to 270 miles, which is perfect. That's well, a lot more than most people's daily commute. And if you're going to road trip, that's great range, and then you can DC fast charge as well along the way. And even though this shares the Mustang name, it is a crossover SUV, but it does have a lot of Mustang design influences. I think it's really pretty. I think, it's not easy to make a crossover SUV look good. It's like a jelly bean or an egg shape on wheels, but the Mach E has a sleek, sexy, curvy body. Ford did a great job. And at first I thought it was kind of sacrilegious, calling it a Mustang. I grew up loving Mustangs, and it's a, V8 rear-wheel drive sports car, not a crossover SUV. But they wanted to create more brand awareness, and I think in execution, the Mach E was a wise choice for Ford. And as far as performance goes, 0 to 60 right around 5 seconds, combined output of 350 horsepower. So this thing is almost as quick as a Mustang GT, and with all-wheel drive, it's great in wet, slippery weather we have here in the Pacific Northwest. Obviously, you can't get all-wheel drive in the Mustang, and it's a lot more practical for families with a back seat, a rear cargo area. And with the weight of the battery so low, it has a very low center of gravity, so it can handle surprisingly well for a crossover SUV. It has almost like sports car-like handling. We have the original build sheet on this one. We have a complimentary copy. The original MSRP is $55,800. The premium version of the Mach E has a lot of standard equipment. As I mentioned, that extended range battery was a $5,000 upgrade. You can peruse this yourself. And the Mustang Mach E is not your average Ford. This thing is built to a level of refinement and attention to detail, fit and finish that is comparable to something from Europe. Obviously the Tesla Model Y was right in its crosshairs, but when you look at the features, the fit and finish, the driving refinement, how quiet it is, this is built to almost like the level of like a BMW or Mercedes. Even though it has a Ford badge, it doesn't have a Lincoln badge, this thing is like a premium luxury vehicle, just in the features, the fit and finish, the leather, how quiet it is. They did a fantastic job of it. Nice, beautiful, perforated leather interior, big roof panel, lots of natural light inside. Very easy to use. Not everyone's crazy about Teslas, not everyone's crazy about Elon, so if you're looking for a fully electric vehicle and you want something other than a Tesla, the Mach E is a great choice. The nice thing about the Mach E, it doesn't have quite the learning curve as a Tesla. I have a Tesla myself, and not everyone's crazy about just doing everything through the screen. This has a regular on and off button, has a rotary dial, transmission, just like all the other Ford products these days. So driving it is really not that different than driving a gas Ford, except you just plug it in at night. And it's nice never to have to go to a gas station. You plug it in, it's like an electric toothbrush. When you're done using it, you put it on your charger, and the next time you use it, it's ready, it's fully charged. Same thing, you go home, you plug it in, you wake up the next day, and you have a full battery. And obviously, you have 270 miles of range. For most people, you're not going to really have to DC fast charge that much unless you're going to go on a long road trip. So, and the other thing about EVs is maintenance. Internal combustion engines have thousands of moving parts. They require a lot more maintenance. Spark plugs, emission control system cleanings, big 30, 60, 90K services, things like that. You're not going to have anywhere as many services versus a gas vehicle of an EV, because a battery electric vehicle only has dozens of moving parts versus thousands. And with regenerative braking, a lot of times when you're actually braking and it's not using the actual brakes to brake, it's using the electric motors. It reverses the polarity of the electric motors, creating regenerative braking. So normally that energy you lose through heat through braking, they recapture that kinetic energy through the regenerative braking and putting it back in your batteries. But the other positive is not only does it make it more efficient, since you're actually using the electric motors to brake more often than the actual brakes, you get a lot of life out of your brakes. Sometimes it's not uncommon to see EVs of 100, 150,000, even 200,000 miles before they need their first brake job. And as far as cars go, brakes can be a very big maintenance item. Just for, you know, front pads and rotors or rear pads and rotors, it can be $600 just for one side. To do both, front and rear, it could be like $1,200. That's a big maintenance item, and that's something you're not really gonna have to deal with on a vehicle like this. No brakes, no oil changes, no spark plugs, no complex emission control systems, no catalytic converters for people to steal, no coolant leaks. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in a gas car with so many complex moving parts, and gas cars have become so complex over the years. You just look at an engine bay, there's so many wires and moving parts. That's why, you know, a lot of manufacturers have so many recalls these days, so many issues. They're using turbochargers, forced inductions, low voltage hybrid systems. It's just so complicated, where a battery and electric motor is just so much more simpler. And I think once you get behind the wheel and experience EV ownership, it'll be really surprising and revolutionary not to have to deal with all those shortcomings of a gas car. All right, I can be a little bit long-winded in my spiels for for EVs, but I'm a big fan of the EV products, and I think eventually, you know, it might take a little bit longer than I thought, but I think eventually we'll see the world eventually switch over to EVs. I think it's just a matter of time. So you have this big screen here. It's kind of Tesla-esque. It reminds me of the, you know, vertical Model S screen. You have a great parking camera. Really high resolution displays. You have your controls for your heated seats and steering wheel. It's really straightforward. You have this nice rotary dial to operate the volume on the radio. Nice contrasting colors, synthetic leather and contrast stitching on the dashboard. We have a Bang & Olufsen sound system. This has nice all-season rubber floor mats. Really nice color combination in gray on charcoal leather. There's the port to charge it, and we can definitely see the Mustang inspired lines in the front. Very, very beautiful curvaceous body. And since there's no engine up here, we have a frunk. You can remove these storage dividers, and actually even has a drain. So if you want to put ice in here and use it as a cooler and eventually can drain the water out, you can do that with the Mach E. And this is also a safety feature. You have a crumple zone that's about 60% larger than a gas car. You have all that space in the front to absorb crush energy in a frontal collision. The door handles are very easy to use, nice and streamlined idea. No door handles back here, but the doors pop open when you hit the button. And you have a lot of interior space. Since you're not hampered by a conventional gas car construction of drive shafts, exhaust systems, things like that, you kind of have a little bit more space inside versus a comparable size gas-powered crossover. Nice rear end styling. We have a tow hitch as well. You can definitely see the Mustang influence back here with the tail lights. Of course, we have a power rear liftgate. Lots of cargo space back here, and then you can fold down those rear seats for even more cargo space. Well, there you have it, a beautiful example of a 2021 Ford Mach E. Who better to buy a pre-owned Ford than a new Ford retailer like us? We work on these vehicles all the time. We're very familiar with them. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.